To talk about your experience meeting Gandhi at 10 years old, walk us through that story.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Gandhi was leading the Indian people towards their emancipation from Britain. And so it was right before the big breakup. And so, but it was all building up to that because Gandhi was leading this whole community of people in a way that was amazing. And so I was in a train because our family was in the process of coming back to the United States. Every 6.5 years, my parents, who were medical missionaries out there, had an opportunity to come back to the United States to unite with their families for a year and a half and then to go back out. So I was in the train coming back to America. I had no idea what America was, but I didn't like it because I loved India and I didn't know this place, America, but I was going there. So I'm in this train going towards the boat, which is going to take me to this place that I didn't, I thought was, I didn't know what it was and all that. So I'm looking out the window and there's a huge crowd of people outside chanting. Now, there's always a crowd of people, and when you're doing anything in India at the train station or anything, but this crowd was chanting something, and I had my face right up against the window, listening to what it was that they were chanting, and watching a small man who was dressed in a white dhoti, loincloth, and a staff walking along, and the people behind him all chanting Gandhi Ji, Gandhi Ji. And I heard that chant, and I saw this man, and I realized that chant, that was Gandhi. And just at that time, he was in front of the whole crowd. At that time, he stopped because there was a little girl who was reaching a flower up to him. And so as she was reaching the flower up to him, he reached down to get it. But as he pulled it, accepted the flower and then raised his eyes and mine connected. He looked straight into my eyes. I don't know, I'll never be able to explain what happened in words, but I know in my soul what happened because there was a connection there that remained for at least 30 years, because 30 years later, my parents worked with Gandhi as India was doing the division and separation and all of that. So they were on the same lecture platform and all the same work trips that Gandhi was doing. And so since they were friends, he gave my mother a Kashmiri shawl, which I have upstairs, and my dad a Panipat blanket. So, it was that kind of a friendship that lasted over 30 years from the time, for me, this is my own personal experience, lasted over that time frame until my parents were able to work with Gandhi and do the work that they were doing in a way that allowed this partition thing to become what it needed to become.
Real quick, the real reason why you're getting flooded with so many spam texts and calls is because big companies are not keeping our data safe. Recently, AT&T revealed a massive data breach that exposed the call and text records of nearly all of their customers, and just months ago, over 70 million of their users' social security numbers ended up on the dark web. Even if you don't use AT&T, if someone who texted you or called you did, your number could still be exposed. So what can you do? I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura monitors my phone number and sensitive info for breaches and sends me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to access my credit or bank accounts. Plus, their AI-powered call assistant screens unknown calls for spam or scams, forwarding only the legitimate ones to me so I don't miss anything important. They also filter harmful text messages and scan links for potential threats. With cybercrime on the rise, protecting yourself online is more important than ever. Go to aura.com/youngandalive to try Aura free for 2 weeks or check the link in the description. Go to aura.com/youngandalive to try Aura free for 2 weeks. Thank you to Aura for sponsoring today's video.